lower in the water, and as the hands come through the acceleration phase, he's actually popping through the surface of the water.
He has now 15 metres to go. Dmitry Kokarev on his way to another European title and another world record swim potentially. We might be seeing here the clock ticking over at 4:15. The world record was 4:28. That is going to be smashed. Dmitry Kokarev has claimed the title with a new world record by over 6 seconds. And what a superb swim that was from Dmitry Kokarev of Russia. Palamarchuk from Ukraine has eventually got ahead of Makro Dimitris, who held second position for a long time there in that race. It'll be the silver to Palamarchuk and the bronze to Makro Dimitris in a time, well, 2 times, 4:35 and 4:37. But no doubt about the winner, Kokarev, 4:22.06, 6 seconds better than the previous world record.
Well, that was also a fantastic swim for silver from Palamarchuk of Ukraine. Massive improvement on his best of 5:21, finished in 4:35.
Remaining swimmers just coming in. Of course, the result, it's not official, but in a freestyle race, it is unusual to have disqualifications, but we have to wait for the official result to come in. Anton Cole coming in 7th position, and that is Christos Stampaxis in lane number 8. Coming in now. They are just tidying up the minor places here, the way they did finish. Kokarev, Palamarchuk, Makro Dimitri, Shalabi was in 4th position, ahead of his Israeli teammate, Mamis Valov. There is Christos Stampaxis in there, and there is the new champion, the world record holder, Dmitry Kokarev.
Well, this is the final 50 of Kokarev's world record-breaking swim. And coming in now into the final closing stages, you can see that right arm popping out, but in the end, it didn't do him any harm. I think that the record-breaking swim really started off so well with that high stroke turnover. He really, almost as if his coach had said to him, look, just go out, forget about the pacing or anything like that, just go out there and see what you can do.
Well, the record for the 50 freestyle was 58 seconds as of yesterday, and he went out the first 50 in 59.88, so very close to a 50 world record pace. His first 100 was 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and he came back in a 2 minutes 16, so a little bit of a drop off, which you would expect. We saw the tempo reduce there. He really went out fast, but he did manage to maintain that. The swimmers exit the water. These swimmers with generally with cerebral palsy.
Yanked out there by his coach.
Dmitry Kokarev wins the gold in a new world record time. Palamarchuk from Ukraine in the silver medal position, and Makro Dimitris from Greece will take the bronze. He wasn't hanging about the coach there, was he?
He's obviously hungry, he wants to get out and have some tea.
The women's 200 metres freestyle S4. Ariola Trimi and Lisette Turnison have had some great battles so far at these championships. Here's another one. Marina Verbova goes in lane 1. 16-year-old from Ukraine. Shisheva, another teenager, the 17-year-old from Russia, in lane 2. Olga Swiderska, what a swim she had this morning. She set a new world record for the S3 class, but 2 gold medals already to her name. Ariola Trimi, can she make it a hat-trick in the freestyle events? Can this lady stop her? The world record holder, Lisette Turnison from the Netherlands. Lafina from Ukraine. She may well feature in the shake-up for the medals. Jenny Ekström from Sweden goes in lane number 7. She will start from the block. And Cecilia Christensen will also start from the block, the Danish swimmer in lane number 8. This is the final of the women's 200 meters freestyle for the S4 class.
Well, Trimmi of Italy in lane number 4. Well, we've become a big fan of hers over the week because her freestyle swimming is absolutely textbook perfect. It is wonderful. Lisette Tunison of Netherlands, also in the yellow lane, in the black hat, slightly closer to us. That's lane 5. Also very good, a bit more rangy, slightly longer limbs than Trimmi of Italy. There's Trimmi. Look at those hands go in, almost entering the water as if it's a mill pond, completely undisturbed. Whereas you can see Tunison, there is slightly more disturbance. That costs in terms of being able to lock those hands in the water. And already Trimmi opening up an early lead, despite the fact that Tunison has a slight advantage by being able to tumble, use the tumble turn, the classic freestyle turn, whereas Trimmi using very much a push round turn.
Well, these swimmers, both with their legs dragging very little propulsion from their legs, both affected in the hands and the arms too. And we saw Trimmi go out pretty fast in the 100 and just tie up towards the end of that 100. So we just wondered, when Tunison started to come back in the closing stages, we just wondered if this 200 might suit Lisette Tunison a little bit more than it does the Italian. Now, Trimmi's gone out a little bit slower, a little bit more considered now, saving something for the closing stages, I think. She looks pretty good at the moment, but that is only halfway. We'll keep an eye on Swiderska. She set the world record for the S3 class. She's lying in 3rd position at the moment with a battle with Lafina. So the two Ukrainians fighting it out for the bronze medal at the moment. Jenny Ekström not too far behind. But at the front of the field, Trimmi, you have to say, looks pretty comfortable and pretty good for the gold.
Well, it's quite a cagey affair. And one of the things I'm wondering, Paul, is that it looks to me as if Tunison ever so slightly drawing back. I think the camera angle there kind of hides that ever so slightly. I think she's... well, that wasn't a good turn from Tunison, it has to be said. She had the tumble turn there, very, very slow rotation. Her legs just didn't follow her head and the body round, and that really has handed the advantage to Trimmi. Tunison's going to have to do something quite incredible if she's going to get back on terms.
Well, Trimmi has swum another brilliant race. The Italian is the real star of this S4 classification in the freestyle events. Here is Ariola Trimmi. Tunison just trying to come back, but it's far too late for the Dutch swimmer. It is going to be Ariola Trimmi coming in now. And the world record, well, that's saved for another day. As you said, Giles, it was a cagey affair, but 3:25.00, Ariola Trimmi. She has won the head-to-head battle. It wasn't about records today. It was all about who would come out on top between these two. And Ariola Trimmi had her tactics just right and finished, in the end, 5 seconds ahead of Lisette Tunison. The battle for bronze is on. It's going to be Maria Lafina who will get that for Ukraine. And Olga Swiderska in 4th position is slower than she was this morning, so not another world record performance from Swiderska, but it was a good tactical race from Trimmi. It was head-to-head with Tunison, and the Italian came out on top again.
Well, Tunison was some way off her best. There we go, all smiles from Ariola Trimmi of Italy. And here, just finishing now in lane number 8.
Yeah, that's Christensen from Denmark, just coming in to the end. Her entry time, well, her qualifying time was 4:38, and she's inside that, 4:37.13, so an improvement for Christensen. But look at that style, Giles, still that textbook freestyle at the end of that 200.
It really is sensational to watch when you think she hasn't really any feeling from sort of mid-chest downwards, to be able to keep her feet and her ankles that high in the water. There's those Italian sunglasses again. Good combo.
Even when she gets out the pool, she's still got that textbook freestyle. That's good coaching, isn't it? That's coming naturally to her. Look at that. She's still stretching ahead in that freestyle, even making her way easily out the pool. Ariola Trimi takes her 3rd gold medal of the day, of the championships. She's ahead of Lisette Teunissen from the Netherlands and Maria Lafina from Ukraine. The men's 100 freestyle for the S9 classification. Those are your 8 finalists, which include 3 Hungarians.
Well, Mari Alcaraz, world champion, silver medal from last year, Paul. He looked absolutely sensational, wasn't he? Second only to the great Matthew Cowdery of Australia.
Yeah, the world record was set very recently, just last week at the Commonwealth Games, by Rowan Crothers from Australia. Very impressive, 54.58. Jose Maria Alcaraz is the European record holder. 56.37 for the Spanish swimmer set. But he won the European Championships in 2011 in Berlin. Alexander Skaliuk from Russia, next to David Grashat from Portugal. The winner of the 400 meters is Federico Morlacci. And he is next to the winner of the 50 freestyle at these championships, Jose Maria Alcaraz. The distance swimmer meets the sprinter. Thomas Tope, well, he's the 50-meter European record holder. He'll be fast away, as will this man, Leo Natinmäki, silver medalist in the 50. Tamas Soors, second Hungarian in this one, the 100 butterfly world record holder, next to his teammate Kasaba Millinga. 2 Hungarians in the outside lane. Tamas Tope in lane 5, but can anyone challenge the European record holder, Jose Maria Alcaraz? 56.37, the European record. I think they may be close to that tonight. It's the men's 100 freestyle S9 final.
Take your march.
Well, it's Tope who's up quickly. If anyone's going to challenge for the gold medal, I think it's probably going to be him. Wow, look at Maria Alcaraz is half a body length down. This is not what we expected to see at all. Tope looking superb, incredibly high body position, very high turnover as they come now into the turn, the one turn of this 100 meters. Round very quickly, it's very good, legs straight on, and he's straight up and driving his way back down the pool. God, he looks absolutely superb.
Well, Thomas Tope with an arm disability, Jose Maria Alcaraz with a leg disability. It is going to be very close. Skaliuk going well in lane number 1. He is challenging for the lead. This would be a shot if the Russian was to get that from lane 1. He's tying up now. Morlacci coming through like a train. It's going to go to Italy. Federico Morlacci has got it in 57.05. The 400 champion is now the 100 champion, and he was 7 at the turn. He came through to win it. Federico Morlacci takes it from Jose Maria Alcaraz. And in third place was Tamás Sors from Hungary in lane number 7. Well, action all over the pool. Well, that's not the winner. That's the Italian fans celebrating. There he is, Federico Morlacci. Well, my goodness, what a strong finish he had, the Italian. That was fantastic.
Well, that's not very often that you see the best of world swimming. Some of the best swimmers in the world there. Some of the big names, Mari Alcaraz, Toth, Lakimaki, all overhauled by the Italian Morlacci. That really, really was sensational swimming. Didn't see it at all until the final 10 meters.
It was all over the place, wasn't it, in the pool? The medals there. Lane 3, Morlacci just getting ahead of Jose Maria Alcaraz. Oh, big smile from the Italian. And Tamás Sors, just at the bottom of your picture there, we saw the finish. He claims third position. Morlacci does the double, the 100 and 400. He takes gold for Italy. Jose Maria Alcaraz, the silver, and Tamás Sors, the bronze for Hungary. Oh, Tamás Sors just run out of steam there. This is the women's 100 freestyle S9 final. Sarah Gascon, the winner of the 50 meters freestyle, is in lane 4. Kukanova in 1 from Russia. Marquez Soto from Spain in 2. Stephanie Millward from Great Britain in 3. Sarah Gascon in lane number 4. Fastest entry time for this final. Not too far behind her is Great Britain's Amy Marin. Claire Cashmore is the third GB swimmer. She goes in lane number 6. Ellen Keane from Ireland in 7. And the tall Natalia Mamlina in lane 8 from Russia. Now Mamlina was on the medal podium in the 50 freestyle. Could she challenge from the outside lane? Sarah Gascon has got to be the favourite. Can the 15-year-old Amy Marin do something? The women's 100 freestyle S9 is underway.
Well, 2 15-year-olds in this race. Also lane 2, Marquez Soto of Spain. But it's all about the middle lane. Sarah Gascon, European champion in the 50 metres freestyle, taking this out to the rest of the field. Amy Marin trying to move with her, and on the outside of her in lane 3, Stephanie Millward, also of Great Britain. They're going to be very close going into the 50 turn. Amy Marin going to just about take it. It's all about the rotation. It was an okay turn from Marin, but Sarah Gascon managed to just eat back at her. The question is, can Amy Marin hang on? A good hand goes in and it locks in well. The stump arm goes through the water well, doesn't go through too quickly. This is good freestyle swimming, Paul.
Amy Marin is forging ahead of Sarah Gascon. Stephanie Millward's not finished yet. It's going to be gold and silver to Great Britain, I think, but who's it going to go to? Is it Millward? Is it Marin? The gold goes to Stephanie Millward. Has done it. 104.08. Amy Marin in second position, and Sarah Gascon takes the bronze. But a lightning finish from Stephanie Millward, and she will take the gold medal for Great Britain to add to the one that she won in the 400. I don't think she realises yet. And Amy Marin out of breath there. She gave it everything, but she couldn't beat the experience of Stephanie Millward in the closing stages.
Well, I wonder if where it slipped away from Amy Marin was that she was breathing. She takes a breath just here, just inside that final 5 meters, and that just knocks her back ever so slightly. And it really is so incredibly tight between Marin and Millward. A big smile there from Steph Millward, congratulated by fellow teammate Claire Cashmore, the 3 GB girls. Amy Marin, good sportsmanship. She obviously wanted to win.
There is the final result of the women's 100 freestyle S9. It's gold and silver to Great Britain, Stephanie Millward and Amy Marin, with Sarah Gascon of Spain taking the bronze. As the Dutch fans waiting for the medal presentations, which are about to come. The GV fans will be happy there, although they don't look it at the moment.
She's having a great time.
Yeah.
Well, there you can see shots of the teams. Poland, France, Netherlands, Great Britain, Spain. Turkey on the end there.
You're good at your flags, Charles. Good. Impressive knowledge.
I think it's a medal ceremony coming up, Paul.
Thank you, Giles. This is the medal ceremony for the women's 200 metres individual medley for the SM13 class. Well, if you watched this morning, this was a real race of ups and downs, the lead changing. Alena Kravtsov was in the gold medal position until very, very late in that race. Ending up with the bronze, two swimmers came past her on the freestyle, the final freestyle, 50 freestyle for that individual medley. One of those was Deborah Font. Paralympic champion some years ago from Spain. Coming to Sydney and in the Athens Paralympic Games. Finished very strongly in the second half of that individual medley. Breaststroke and the freestyle were a strong finishing combination for Deborah Font, but what a good swim from the champion Joanna Mendak from Poland. Kravtsov, champion in the breaststroke, looked like she had the win sewn up, but on that last 50 meters freestyle, Joanna Mendak took 6 seconds, was 6 seconds faster than the German swimmer, and that made all the difference. It's bronze to Germany, silver to Spain, but gold to Poland. Polish fans enjoying that one. Joanna Mendak taking the gold in the women's 200 individual medley, SM13. Second gold that Poland have taken at these championships. So the other gold medal winner in the stands tonight, Olivia Jablonska. Dips the medal into the pool water. European Championship winning water. It's another one of the finals that was conducted this morning in this morning's session. Kind of unusual at this championships. We do have finals in every session, morning and evening. We saw a 1, 2, 3 for Ukraine last night. Now seeing a 1-2-3 for Russia. Dmitry Bartsinski, the younger of the three Russians, just 19 years of age. It's the second medal that he has won at these championships, the second bronze medal. Dmitry Grigorev, well, he's got 2 gold medals to his name. Now adds a silver. He did challenge for the lead in the early stages. It was only 0.1 of a second between Grigorev and the eventual winner, Poltatsev, at the turn. But the world record holder from Russia, Pavel Poltatsev, and the European champion. He has an excellent record in this event. The world record was set at the London Paralympic Games back in 2012. Not quite on that record-breaking form today, but his time of 1:06.65 made him a European champion today in Eindhoven. It's 1-2-3 for the team of Russia. Russian team going very well in the medals table. Including those races, those finals we have seen tonight. Currently, they are second in the medal table behind Ukraine, just 2 gold medals in it. With 11 golds, Ukraine 13. Great Britain also with 11. Here's one that'll please the home nation. It's the women's 100 breaststroke SB9 final. Nina Ryabova, another Russian on the medal podium. She had a good championships. Good for her in the backstroke. Could be one that she is targeting. Another medal for Ryabova. Silver medalist from Ukraine. Paralympic champion. And now the former European record holder. She set that European record when winning Paralympic Games in London it's no longer her European record, because that was taken from her by the winner of this event. 13-year-old Netherlands swimmer Chantal Zuiderveld. What a sensational time that was, 1:17.39 for Chantal Zuiderveld of the Netherlands at 13 years of age. Absolutely superb, a real star in the making. She has the gold medal, the mascot of the games, and as a record breaker, a bouquet of flowers. She and the crowd here in Eindhoven will enjoy the national anthem of the Netherlands. Well, what a moment for young Chantal Zuiderveld. New European record time of 1:17.39. World record still held by Jessica Sloan of Canada. That was set in the Sydney Paralympics in October 2000, and we had tweets from our Dutch correspondent Chantal Boenacker saying that Chantal Zuiderveld was only one month old when that world record was set. That's got to be on her radar in the very near future. Great performance by the Dutch swimmer Zuiderveld. Men's 200 meters individual medley for the SM8 class. Man at the center of the podium, he's getting used to being on the top step of this podium for this event.
Representing Denmark,
Niels Mortensen had a good swim. Seen a lot of emerging stars here. The 19-year-old Niels Mortensen, his first major competition medal. And the Danes are happy with that one. The silver medalist, Lysenko from Russia. Silver medalist this time, as he was in the World Championships last year. Didn't quite pose the threat to Oliver Hine we thought he might. He takes a silver medal for Russia.
European champion representing Great Britain, Oliver
Hine wins the European Championship title. Here's his parents. He wins it for the second time. He's double European champion. He's a world champion. He's the Commonwealth champion after last week in Glasgow. And of course, the Paralympic champion from London 2012. He holds all the major titles in this event. European record holder wins the European Championships for the second time. behind. Another major title for the young man. Still a teenager, still 19 years of age. One more medal ceremony before we return to the swimming action.
Please welcome the medal ceremony for the men's 200 meters freestyle SB final.
This again was an event that was swum in the morning session. It's the men's 200 meters freestyle S3.
Winner of the bronze medal, representing Greece, Ioannis Kostakis.
Ioannis Kostakis wins his third medal of these championships, second bronze.
The winner of the silver medal, representing Spain, Martinez Tajuelo.
Martinez Tajuelo. Last year in the World Championships, he picked up 5 silver medals. He's got another silver medal to add to his collection. That's his second silver of the week. 2 silvers and 1 bronze now for the Spanish swimmer.
Gold medal winner and European champion, representing Ukraine, Dmytro Vinoradets.
It's the third gold of the championships for Dmytro Vinoradets of Ukraine. Ukraine still top of the medal table so far after 2.5 days of competition, and this man has added 3 gold medals to their tally. Medal winners for the men's 200 freestyle, S3. The way from middle platform. Next event we shall see as we return to the swimming action is the men's 100 butterfly S8. Charles Roswa, champion from London, is in lane 4, Konstantin Lysenkov in 5. Giles Long, former Paralympic champion in this very event, Giles.
Well, I am slightly biased, Paul, but this, for me, is the best event of any swim meet. I think Charles Rosoi, Konstantin Lysenkov, going to be very, very tight between those two for the gold. Expect pressure as well from Tarasov. Possibly as well Yevgeny Zimin of Russia, but really about Rosoi and Lysenkov for me.
Well, Rosoi will swim with just the use of that one arm. The two Russians will swim using their two arms. They've got leg disabilities, again a mixture of disabilities here. Andres Ornay goes for Austria in lane 1. Ferenc Suri, Hungary, in lane number 2. Denis Tarasov, well, he may well be a threat now, the European record holder. Charles Rosot from France, Paralympic champion and reigning European champion. Konstantin Lysenkov goes in 5. What can he do? Evgeny Zimin. He will be employing the one-arm butterfly technique. Niels Korfik Mortensen. Maybe an outsider for Denmark. David Pedro Carreira from Portugal in lane number 8. Denis Tarasov holds the European record set in the World Championships last year at 1:0.75. Final of the men's 100 meters butterfly S8.
Take your marks.
Well, as expected, Rosoi with the arm disability, 2 good legs, giving him a great start. He was superb underwater. Long-ranging windmill stroke. On the outside of him, Denis Tarasov of Russia, also looking very good indeed. 2-arm classic butterfly stroke, breathing to the front. He's going to be first into the wall. It'll be interesting to see with the push when it comes around to who's got the best legs. You expect to see Rosoi, and there he goes. Wonderful underwater, and brings it back. But Tarasov, he's not going anywhere, Paul.
Rosoi is fighting hard. Tarasov trying to maintain that lead, and I think Tarasov is just about forging ahead of Charles Rosoi. But Tarasov getting higher and higher in the stroke. Rosoi trying to come through in the end. It's all going to be in the touch. It's going to go to Charles Rosoi of France. He gets it. 102.03. Tarasov in 102.46. But it's gold to France, silver to Russia, and bronze to Lysenkov of Russia. But Charles Rosoi was so strong in the closing stages. Tarasov ended up not going so much forward as coming up really high on that butterfly stroke at the end. And the Frenchman came through. Look at that Frenchman. They are happy, waving the flag. Charles Rosoi, boy, that was tough.
Well, it was a superb time for Charles Rosoi. Denis Tarasov. Well, here he comes. He's tying up like it's going out of style, shortening his stroke. And it cost him in the end. It wasn't a good swim for him. The fitness levels have to be questioned for Tarasov. He's the European record holder. His best is 1 minute. He's 2 seconds slower than that. And the combination of a good swim for Charles Rosoi of France And a poor swim for Tarasov. Well, there's the results, Paul.
Silver and bronze to Russia, Tarasov and Lysenkov. But gold to France. Charles Azoy takes it, 102.03. The men's 50 metres freestyle S6. Sasha Kindred, the fastest qualifier from Great Britain in the centre lane. Yuri Luchin in lane number 1 for Russia. Panagotis Christiakis for Greece. He could be a threat in lane 2. Sergei Klayagin, he will definitely feature in the medal shake-up in 3. Sasha Kindred, fastest qualifier in lane 4 for Great Britain. Georgios Sefaltos from Greece. He finished well in the heats this morning. Semenenko will go in lane number 6 for Ukraine. He will be good off the blocks with those 2 good legs. Sebastian Ivanov from Germany, the 400-metre champion. Will this 50 just be too short for him? Viktor Kemeny from Slovakia in lane number 8. Expect him to be fast off the blocks too. The very tall Slovakian in the lane closest to us. Well, the Greek swimmer there just getting a towel put on the block. They are allowed to do that just to stop abrasions in certain classifications. He's going to be a threat in lane 5. Sasha Kindred in 4. The final of the men's 50 metres freestyle S6.
Take your marks.
Well, this race dominated on a global level by the Chinese.
Start there from Semenenko as we expected. The swimmer with no arms, getting a real good propulsion off from his legs. Sasha Kindred is in the mix, also going well. Sebastian Ivanov, he's swimming really well. Ivanov, well, the severe shot, the 400 metres champion, looks like he's going to take the gold in the 50. Sasha Kindred in for silver. I think it is Ivanov who takes it in 31.77. Sasha Kindred the silver, 32.46, and Panagotis Christiakis from Greece will take the bronze in 32.85. And danger all over the pool there. Lane 7 taking it, lane 4 in second position, and lane 2 in third position. Well, Sebastian Ivanov, we wondered if the sprint would suit him after his 400 triumph. It certainly did.
Well, he looked very, very nice indeed. A really nice ranging freestyle. Lovely high elbows, almost kind of pop-off style. If you remember the great Russian swimmer from back in the day. Finishes on full extension, as does Sasha Kindred. But by then, the damage has well and truly been done. There he is. You can see from his gait that he's clearly a man who has a leg impairment.
The men's 50 metres freestyle S6 goes to Sebastian Ivanov in 31.77. Sasha Kindred, the silver for Great Britain, and Panagiotis Christakis, the bronze for Greece. Ooh, hang on a second though. We do have a change in that result. Well, I wonder if we can see that result again very quickly, because there is a disqualification and it has been given to Sebastian Ivanov, which means Sasha Kindred is the champion. There is a confirmed result. Sebastian Ivanov from Germany has been disqualified. Sasha Kindred will be the European champion for Great Britain. Panagiotis Christakis promoted to silver, and Sergei Klayagin the bronze.
Well, you have to say, Paul, that's very, very unusual to see that in a freestyle race. You literally can be disqualified for virtually nothing other than the start.
Women's 50 metres freestyle S6. Ellie Simmons goes next to Alexeva Mereshko from Ukraine. Danilis from Hungary goes in lane 1. Sabina Weber-Treiber from Austria in lane 2. Olena Fedota silver medalist in butterfly from Ukraine, also a relay medalist next to Ellie Simmons, 4 times a Paralympic champion from Great Britain. Mereshko, well, she challenged Ellie Simmons in the early stages of the 400. Oksana Krul, the winner of the 50 meters butterfly. Bjornsdottir from Iceland in lane 7. And in lane 8, Sakona from Greece.
Well, away they go. Simmons, as expected, disadvantage on the start due to the height. Was off the boil in the 400, but looked really, really good in the heats for this event. Here she comes now, back down the pool. Merchenko in lane 5, also going well. Fantastically high stroke turnover from Simmons. Going to be very, very tight between her and the Ukrainian for the finish.
It is Ellie Simmons and Yeletseva Mereshko into the wall now. Oh, on the touch here, and the touch does go to Mereshko. Oh, by 4/100ths of a second. Ellie Simmons is in 2nd position there, and Elena Fedota in 3rd. But it's 35.19 for Ellie Simmons, for Mereshko. 35.19, Ellie Simmons in 2nd with 35.23. Mereshko will take the title, but it was ever so close. Ellie Simmons, well, she cannot believe it. It was just the length of the arms at the finish that was vital for the Ukrainian to take that title.
Well, a really classic example of different disabilities being played out there, advantage and disadvantage being played out during the race. Ellie Simmons has the all-round power, but Mereshko, and here it comes, incredibly tight. Just a few 100ths of a second separating these two swimmers. There you can see Simmons, if she'd have speared that left hand forward, possibly, Paul, could have got a touch over the Ukrainian swimmer.
Well, maybe we knew when we saw the 400 a couple of days ago that Mereshko would be a threat. She didn't quite have the stamina to stay with Ellie Simmons over the longer distance, but we could tell that she had the speed there for the 50 freestyle. Well, we have, again, another result here for the men's 50 freestyle. This is the final result of the men's 50 freestyle S6. Sebastian Ivanov confirmed as the European champion. Sasha Kindred in the silver medal position, and Panagiotis Christakis the bronze. Well, I'm not sure what happened there, Giles. But the result of the women's 50 meters freestyle S6, Mereshko takes it by 4/100ths of a second from Great Britain's Ellie Simmons, with Fedota in bronze. We have moved swiftly to a medal presentation for the men's 200 freestyle for the S2 classification. Dimitris from Greece with that bronze medal performance. Greeks picking up a number of silver and bronze medals, yet to hit top spot on the podium.
Representing Ukraine,
Palamarchuk, gold medalist on day 1 of these championships. Silver medalist again. It's a very good time, 4:35.81. The Ukrainian swimmer, but he could not live with the pace of the European champion, who set a new world record time of 4:22.06. Dmitry Kokorev of Russia. he wins another gold medal at these championships to add to the title that he won in the 50 freestyle. Marachuk, the winner of the 100. But Dmitry Kokorev has done the double and receives his mascot and of course his flowers as the new world record holder, Dmitry Kokorev of Russia. Dmitry Kokorev has had some superb performances in these championships, the 3 medal winners. Another record-breaking performance from the young Russian. Just getting some news about the disqualification and reinstatement. I think it was a potential infringement at the start for Sebastian Ivanov, but that potential disqualification was overturned on a protest, and it was he was reinstated. There's a number of different ways of starting in Paralympic swimming, as we've seen, and you need to get approval from the officials to start in a certain way. People starting from the water, people starting from the blocks, people doing sit starts. There may well have been confusion with what Sebastian Ivanov was and wasn't allowed to do, but nevertheless he was a worthy winner of that 50 freestyle, and he was reinstated with that disqualification being overturned there. So he will take the gold medal for Germany, as we understand.
The winner of the bronze medal, representing Ukraine, Maria.
Medal presentation for the women's 200 freestyle S4 class. Very good swim to claim the bronze medal from Maria Lafina of Ukraine. First time we've seen her on the medal podium in an individual event. Her bronze medal. The Ukrainian team. It's a real battle between the two big names in this classification. Zet Turnison from the Netherlands. Oh, she's still the world record holder. She was some way adrift of that world record time in the final this evening. It wasn't really about times here at this European Championships. It was about the title. Zet Turnison came up against a swimmer in really top form, who swam a very good tactical race. Ariola Jimmy from Italy makes it 3 gold medals in the first 3 days of competition. The Italian team had a great start to these championships, and their good run continues. That's 6 gold medals so far in all the events we've conducted for the Italian team. They lie 5th in the medal table. They will be delighted with the performance of this young lady, Ariola Trimi. Punch in the air there at the end of the Italian anthem by Ariola Trimi. Similar to Cecilia Camellini. Good performance in the Italian. Joe was long enjoying that here, enjoying the music here at the venue.
Wow. Yes.
Thanks for that insight, Giles. It's been good here, it's good atmosphere here at the pool. A few fans in here supporting the countries. A lot of parents we recognise coming to support the teams. The Dutch out in force tonight. They've got big medal chances in the events to come. And this was such a good race. The men's 100 freestyle S9.
Representing Hungary,
Tamás Sors from Hungary takes the bronze medal. Well, maybe one that we didn't expect. Tamás Sors, he didn't qualify particularly well. He was out there in lane number 7. But he came through strongly in the end to claim the bronze medal. He will be waiting for the 100 metres butterfly. He's the world record holder in that event. That'll become later in the week. Jose Maria Alcaraz was hoping to double up the 50 and the 100 freestyle. Just couldn't quite do it. Tamás Tolt of Hungary led the field at halfway. Jose Maria Alcaraz came back, took the lead from Tamás Tolt, but he in turn was overtaken in the final 5 or 10 metres by the man, the very happy man from Italy, Federico Morlacci. And he does do the double, the 100 and the 400 freestyle double for the Italian. Absolutely sensational swim. 57.05 was the time that won him the European title. Federico Morlacci of Italy. Lovely stuff from the Italians there. That's a rousing one. Federico Morlacci singing along every word there. No wonder, in the last 2 or 3 years, he has become the man to beat. Certainly in European S9 swimming. He's challenging the best in the world too. Presentation for the women's 100 freestyle S9.
The winner of the bronze medal, representing Spain,
Sarah Gascon, winner of the 50 freestyle a couple of days ago, equaling the world record in that event, takes the bronze in the 100. Takes silver medal for Great Britain. 15 years of age, 16, a few weeks' time, I think, Amy Marin. And another medal to add to her tally here at the European Championships. Beat this lady in the centre, Stephanie Millward, takes the gold for Great Britain. Her second gold in 2 days. She took the 400 freestyle. An excellent performance early in this championship. She has taken the 100 freestyle as well. Double gold medal winner is Stephanie Millward, and she came from 3rd place at the turn behind Gascon and Marin. Came through extremely strongly at the end. So it's gold for Great Britain, Stephanie. Gold and silver to Great Britain, Stephanie Millward and Amy Marin. Sarah Gascon, bronze medal this time for Spain. That's the last of the medal presentations in this set. Back on to some more swimming action now. Men's 200 metres individual medley in the SM7 class. Evgeny Mordaiko, he will be the firm favourite for this one. The world record holder Andrei Gladkov may well challenge. The Russian goes next to Mordaiko in lane number 5. You can't really see past Mordaiko for this one though, Giles.
No, he's absolutely a class act, isn't he, the Ukrainian? Started off his life in S6 before being reclassified to S7. Didn't really seem to make any difference to him, though, as he absolutely began to dominate that class as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes
Norwegians and the Dutch just waiting for the entrance of the swimmers here. Dino Sinorčić from Croatia goes in lane number 1. Komarov goes in lane 2 for Ukraine. In lane 3, Tobias Pollock, he may feature in the medals. Yevgeny Bohodaiko, well, who can touch this young man? Possibly this young man, Andrei Gladkov. Well, breaststroke will be the Achilles heel for Gladkov. Valerio Taras from Italy. Italians would love another medal. Andres Bjornstad for Norway goes in 7, and Peter Mischner goes in lane number 8. Yevgeny Bohodaiko, world record set in the London Paralympic Games in 2012. A very, very impressive 2:33.13. This is the men's 200 meters individual medley, SM7.
Take your marks.
Well, it was a great start in lane 6 for Taras of Italy. It was Bohodaiko of the Ukraine who's taken an early lead. He's superb on the undulating strokes, on the butterfly and the breaststroke. Good, even arm entry despite the disparity in the arms there. Manages to keep those shoulders very level. Make sure there's no infringement of the rules. Got to make sure he touches with both. Flips over nicely onto his back. Up a little bit early for me. Could have made more of the underwater section, made more of that leg kick. And you can see as the stump arm goes through the water quicker than the good arm. He has a lollop.
He is forging ahead now. Gladkov, we saw him be more in contention at this stage in the heats. Gladkov is coming through into the silver medal position there, just one lane down from Bohodaiko. Gladkov clear in the second position. Taras now in third for Italy. Bohodaiko through 1:11.57, almost a 3.5 second lead on Gladkov. And Gladkov and Bohodaiko were side by side at this stage this morning. Bohodaiko went away on the breaststroke, so it doesn't look like Gladkov will be able to close up that gap. Tobias Pollock coming through into second position now for Germany in lane 3. But Bohodaiko looks like he is away and clear.
Well, Bohodaiko flushed a bucket load of time down the basin with that back to breaststroke turn. It really wasn't pretty at all, but this is good breaststroke swimming from the young Ukrainian. Lovely flick to the hips as that power is transferred from the leg kick to the glide as he comes now into the freestyle leg. I've got to be honest, Paul, I think during the heat he was really toying with the rest of this field.
It certainly appears that way because Yevgeny Bohodaiko is on his way home now. 1:58.38. He's going to swim a 35-second last 50 to challenge that world record he set back in London. Tobias Pollock has come through into the silver medal position. He's in a battle with Gladkov, but Gladkov, I think, is going to get into the silver medal position again. But here comes Bohodaiko. Is it going to be a world record swim? 2:33.13 has just slipped by a second. But Bohodaiko is the champion of Europe with 2:34.15. A big victory over Andrei Gladkov, who finishes in the silver medal position. And Tobias Pollock will finish in the bronze medal position for Germany. But Yevgeny Bohodaiko, well, he dominated that race from start to finish. He was never led, and just a second outside his own very impressive world record that he set back in London in 2012. Yevgeny Bohodaiko is the champion again, and what an impressive swim that was.
Well, he's always a pleasure to watch. And great applicator of the 200 individual medley, an incredibly tough event. Here's that backstroke turn. It's not pretty. He's kind of half on his front before he even starts to push off. He just doesn't really make it pay for him. But on the breaststroke, lovely, shoulders come up together and really push that momentum through to the forward section of the stroke.
Borodajko takes the gold in the men's 200 metres individual medley. SM7. Gladkov finished well for silver. Tobias pull up the bronze for Germany. Men's 200 metres individual medley, SM12. Dmitry Saleh from Azerbaijan was the fastest from the heats this morning. Breaststroke from Italy in 1, Nevelin Svetov from Russia in 2, Chufarov, world record holder in 3, Dmitry Saleh now representing Azerbaijan, previously Belarus, Sergei Klippert in lane 5, for Ukraine, Sergei Punko from Russia in lane 6, Safutinov from Russia in lane 7, and Afendiev from Azerbaijan in lane number 8. So it's almost an all Eastern European affair here, with the exception of Fabrizio Sotil in lane 1. The men's 200 metres individual medley, SM12.
Well, these S12 athletes will have sights, be able to see it about a metre in front of them. A lot of very strong medley swimmers in this race. Lane 5, it's Klippert of the Ukraine who's taking it out. Kind of shovel-handed butterfly style that he's got. Chafarov also going well in lane 3, also of the Ukraine. It's a nice underwater section there from Klippert as he comes up, pops through the surface nicely. Nice roll on the backstroke. Hands coming in, arms very close to the ears. Really minimising his drag, but he's being overhauled here by Chafarov.
I think it was pretty comfortable qualification for all of these swimmers here from the heats this morning, so a few of them were certainly holding back. The world record holder, Danilo Chafarov from Ukraine, is in second place behind his countrymate Sergei Klippert at the moment. Danilo Chafarov though in lane number 3, now just about getting the edge over Klippert. Dmitry Saleh coming back really strongly on the breaststroke leg in the centre of the 2 Ukrainians.
Well, Nevelin Svetov, Chafarov, Saleh and Klippert all very good around the wall on the back to breaststroke turn, but this is Saleh now who's really coming into his own on the breaststroke. And you can see it's just so much smoother than the 2 either side of him. Arms and the legs have just got to talk to one another. It's got to be a full rounded thing, the breaststroke, but now onto the freestyle. Those lungs will be absolutely burning as they come onto this final leg. Look at Saleh though, it looks absolutely superb.
He looks great, Dmitry Saleh. It could be the first gold medal for Azerbaijan here at these championships. Danilo Chafarov, the world record holder, the world champion, is beaten. It is going to be gold to Azerbaijan. A great swim in the second half of the race by Dmitry Saleh of Azerbaijan. He takes it in 2:13.00. Danilo Chafarov from Ukraine in second position, and third, Sergei Klippert from Ukraine. Well, Dmitry Saleh, he was 7th after the butterfly leg. He picked his way through the field. The breaststroke was vital. And Dmitry Saleh takes the gold for Azerbaijan.
Well, there we have lane 8 finishing. Afendiev of, well, there we can see the winner, Saleh. It wasn't a good swim for Chafarov. He was a long way off his best. Saleh really took advantage, especially on that breaststroke, as we saw. The race really started to turn at the halfway point. Once the butterfly and the backstroke are out of the way, that's when the medley really begins. Here we can see them coming into the wall. It's Saleh on the left in the white hat. Arranging freestyle, thumb sticking out. Now that looks as though it's wrong with the thumb sticking out. What it does is it opens up the palm of your hand, makes your hand bigger, makes those hands lock in the water more. And does well for an S12 swimmer there, Paul. Almost at full extension. Obviously, he's only going to see that wall about half a second before he hits it. Got to react very quickly.
Got the thumbs up there for the camera. These swimmers will see the camera, which is thrust into the face of the winners at the end. They'll be seeing that, and that'll be a sign that he has done what he came to do, and that was win gold for Azerbaijan. The first gold for that country at these championships. Silver and bronze to Ukraine. Well, the men's 100 breaststroke, SB14. Mark Evers from the Netherlands goes in the centre lane. Thomas Hamer, young man, fresh from medal success at the Commonwealth Games in the freestyle event, goes in lane 1. Emerick Parmentier from Belgium in 2. Aaron Moores from Great Britain in 3. Mark Evers flexing there. The European record holder in lane 4. He was pushed all the way in the heats by this man though, Scott Quinn from Great Britain. What a great time that Scott Quinn did in the heats for qualification. John Margeir Sverrisson, Paralympic champion in 200 freestyle. He's in there in lane 6. Yannick van der Boot from Belgium in 7. And Jonas Sorensen completes the lineup for this final in lane number 8. The men's 100 breaststroke, SB14.
Well, Evers is the reigning world champion in this event. Tanaka was 2nd and Pavlenko of Russia was 3rd. Pavlenko not here. So this field really open, but difficult to see how anyone is going to beat the in-form Mark Evers. That's him in the centre of your screen there, leading this field out.
Scott Quinn didn't get off particularly well off the blocks, and Mark Evers has made him pay up that first 50 metres. It's 0.8 of a second is the difference. Mark Evers in first, Scott Quinn in 2nd, Aaron Moores in 3rd. Can Scott Quinn and Aaron Moores come back on the European record holder? Scott Quinn moving into silver medal position, coming up almost alongside Mark Evers, but I think it could be Mark Evers to take the gold for the Netherlands. Scott Quinn giving it everything in the closing stages, but it's gold to Mark Evers of the Netherlands in 107.11. It's another good time for Scott Quinn, 107.95, and Aaron Moores will take the bronze for Great Britain in 109.65, but it's gold to Mark Evers of the Netherlands.
Well, it was, as you say, Paul, a very good swim for Scott Quinn. It's a shame for him about that mistake that he made on the start there. You can see he's absolutely left it all in the pool, as they say. And the champion, the European champion, 2014, Mark Evers of the Netherlands. Fantastic meet he's having.
He looks absolutely exhausted. They both do. They just put everything into that one, didn't they? 107.11, just 0.2 of a second outside his own European record. A good swim from Aaron Moores too to get 3rd place for Great Britain.
Well, this is Scott Quinn coming back at Mark Evers all the time. Combination of Scott Quinn managing to hold on to his pace better and Mark Evers dropping his stroke rate ever so slightly, manages to hold on to the efficiency of the stroke, but the number of strokes per minute is falling, so he starts going slower, but in the end it didn't really matter because he still won it fairly comfortably.
Mark Evers takes the gold for the Netherlands ahead of the 2 GB swimmers, Scott Quinn and Aaron Moores. swiftly moving. The women's 100 breaststroke, SB14. This should be a cracking race. Stefansdottir goes in lane 1 for Iceland. Shabalina, gold medalist in the backstroke event. She goes in 2. Nicole Loth for Great Britain goes in 3. Great swim she had in the heats. Magda Tuters, well, what an excellent performance we saw from her this morning. Just 0.1 outside the world record held by this lady, Michelle Alonso Morales. Marlo van der Kolk goes in lane 6, the second Netherlands swimmer. Michelle Fransen in 7. And Xenia Palazzo in lane number 8. The women's 100 breaststroke, SB14.
Well, all the way well. It was lane 5 though, Alonso Morales, who was head and shoulders above the rest of the field in the underwater section. Those hands come through in a full keyhole shape. You allowed one kick, one butterfly kick, and then up to the surface, and she made the rest of the field pay with that. She's got a full body length now over Loth, Tuters and van der Kolk. Well, van der Kolk's actually fallen away in lane number 6, round the turn. And there we go again. Better again under the water pool.
Well, Alonso Morales, the world record holder, the Paralympic champion, the world champion, trying to win another title for Spain. We saw Magda Tuters this morning be very, very strong in the closing stages. Nicole Loth also going well for Great Britain in lane number 3. Magda Tuters coming through into second, but I don't think she's going to catch the Spaniard. It's a battle for silver now between Loth and Tuters. The gold is going to go to Michelle Alonso Morales in a time of 1:15.83. It's a new world record for Michelle Alonso Morales of Spain. She takes the gold. What a fantastic time that was. Tuters the silver, Nicole Loth the bronze.
Well, that's what she thinks of you all at home. It really was an absolutely brilliant, brilliant swim right from the start. Hit the water best out of everyone. She was just frankly better than everyone else in this field at almost every single section in this race. Superb underwater section. And we can see her celebrating that as the announcers in the pool announce yet again that she has set a new world record time.
She was pressurised by Magda Tuters. Magda Tuters went past her at the closing stages in the heats this morning, swam a great time, but there was just no touching the Spanish swimmer tonight. Michelle Alonso Morales, a clear winner there. And what a time, 1:15.83, a full second better than the world record.
Well, here we see the finish again. Doesn't really bring her shoulders up, just lets the arms rotate very much independently of the shoulders, doesn't bring the shoulders into the breaststroke as you would expect to see. We saw in the SM12 swimmers that we saw in the earlier race, but still does it to great effect.
Michelle Alonso Morales is the European champion in a fantastic world record time of 1:15.83. Magda Tuters takes silver for the host nation of the Netherlands, and Nicole Loth the bronze for Great Britain. Oh, some excellent swimming there. And we saw some good swimming earlier on with your preferred event, Giles. It's the presentation now of the men's 100 butterfly in the S8 class, a real battle we saw in this one. The Russian team having a very good championships. Large number of medals. In fact, only Ukraine have won more medals in total than the Russian team. 37 medals for the Russian team so far. Konstantin Lysenkov, medal podium again. Bronze medal this time in the 100 meters butterfly.
The silver medal, representing Russia, Denis
Tarasov looks quite happy with his silver medal performance. He's a European record holder. He was just over a second outside that European record time that he set at the World Championships last year in Canada. Takes the silver behind the man who retained his European title and taking the first gold medal for France at these European Championships, Charles Rozoy. What a gutsy swim it was from the Frenchman. Tarasov led for a long period of time in that 100 butterfly, and the Frenchman was just really strong in the closing stages to take the gold for France. French in good voice for that one. Charles Rozoy ahead of two Russians. Red, white and blue, the order of the day on the flag poles today. But it's the French flag at the top. Well, here we have the presentation for the race that was kind of under dispute a little bit for a short period of time. A little bit of confusion there as the results are coming up here in the pool and also on the graphics that we're receiving on our system here. Eventually it was sorted out, and the medalists are how they finished in the race. Panagiotis Christakis, we knew he'd be a threat. He didn't qualify particularly well. He was out in lane number 2. But he came through, finishing in the medal positions. Bronze medal for the Greek swimmer Sasha Kindred from Great Britain. As we said yesterday, when he won the gold in the 50 butterfly, made his debut for the Great Britain team back in the World Championships in 1994. 20 years at the top for Sasha Kindred. Time of 32.46. And that is only 0.2 of a second outside his lifetime best. Sebastian Ivanov, he swam an excellent race, 31.77. Again, swimmer who didn't qualify particularly well. He was out there in lane 7. Kind of out of sight for a lot of the swimmers. And came through strongly that outside lane, well, almost outside lane, to take the gold for Germany. A little bit of confusion, but it was sorted out, and the gold does go to Sebastian Ivanov of Germany. Well done to Sebastian Ivanov of Germany. Well done to all the medalists. Sasha Kindred, as I said, just 0.2 of a second outside his lifetime best, so he can be satisfied with his work today. Panagiotis Christakis, he looks very content with his bronze medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, medal ceremony for women's 50 meters freestyle S6 final. Winner of the bronze medal, representing Ukraine,
medal presentation for the women's 50 freestyle for the S6 class. What a battle we saw there. Elena Fedota from Ukraine on the medal podium again, as she was yesterday in the 50 butterfly.
representing Great Britain,
Ellie Simmons. What a great swim she had. 35.23 for Ellie Simmons. And she was ever so close to taking that gold medal. That'll be a lifetime best swim for Ellie Simmons. 35.23, fantastic swimming from the Great Britain star. And she was only 4/100ths of a second behind the winner, Yatseva Mereshko of Ukraine. Simmons tried everything, but was just beaten by the long reach of Mereshko in the closing stages. Looks a little bit younger than her, 22 years of age, Mereshko. Big future ahead of her, the gold medalist from Ukraine. Artseva Mereshko, her first major international title. Ahead of Ellie Simmons, ahead of Elena Fedota. So, great battle there in the 50. We saw good battle in the early stages of the 100, in the 400, sorry. We are waiting for the 100 to come later in the week. That should be very interesting indeed. The men's 50 metres butterfly S5. Andrew Mullen, the European record holder, goes in lane number 4. Next to the European champion, Betula Eroglu from Turkey.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the athletes.
27 countries on the medal podium so far, these European Championships. No medals for Turkey so far. We'll see if they can claim their first one. European champion goes in lane number 5, and he looked very good in the heats this morning. Betula Eroglu. Ricardo 10, saw him swimming breaststroke yesterday. He looked in very good shape indeed. Struggling to get his t-shirt off there, Ricardo 10. That can't be good for his preparation. Andrea Castagneto from Italy. In lane number 2, Arnos Petracek from the Czech Republic. S4 swimmer swimming up against the S5 competitors. Andrew Mullen, European record holder, set that record at the World Champs last year in Montreal. Next to the man who finished ahead of him at the last European Championships, Betula Eroglu of Turkey. Efrem Morelli from Italy goes in lane number 6. Darko Duric. He is the record holder in the S4 class. Another S4 swimmer swimming up. Antonios Tapatakis in lane number 8 completes the lineup for Greece. The men's 50 butterfly S5.
Take your marks.
Well, superb start there from Eroglu of Turkey. Expect Mullen to catch him up. Mullen really in good shape this meet. Mullen, of course, also having the use of his arms. That's going to balance him out better. It's going to be a question of how much the Turk can hang on. But Mullen really closing the gap now. Drawing level as they move into the final 15 metres.
It's very, very close. The head positions are very, very close together. Eroglu coming back on Andrew Mullen, but it looks like Mullen, just with the reach in the arms, might take it. It is gold for Andrew Mullen in a new European record time of 37.66. Andrew Mullen takes the gold, and he is delighted with that. Oh, what a swim from Andrew Mullen. He was pressurised all the way by Eroglu, but he has won his first major title. Andrew Mullen from Great Britain takes the gold.
Well, he's worked hard for that, and look at how pumped up he was. Smiling faces there from the British fans. It was an advantage on the start for Eroglu of Turkey, but it was the advantage on the finish for Andrew Mullen. And that's a great time for him. This class all about moving closer to the great Daniel Diaz of Brazil, who dominates this class on the world stage. This is the finish, and you can see Mullen manages to just get his arms to full extension to claim the victory.
Well, there wasn't much in that at all in the closing stages. It was a great effort from Eroglu, but Andrew Mullen was the stronger swimmer at the end, and that was a superb swim from Mullen. Andrew Mullen takes gold for Great Britain in a new European record time of 37.66. Betula Eroglu the silver medal for Turkey, and Andrea Castagneto will take the bronze for Italy. Sarah Louise Wrong and Teresa Perales will continue their rivalry in the women's 50 metres butterfly S5 final. Giulia Giretti, one of that great batch of new Italian swimmers coming through. Kathleen Engelhardt from Hungary goes into Natalia Chavel. She may well challenge for the medals. She goes in 3. Sarah Louise Wrong goes in 4. Sarah Louise Wrong. Can she claim another title? Can Teresa Perales get ahead of the Norwegian again at these championships? Rekka Kedzie goes in lane 6. Stefani Chirioroni from Italy in lane 7. And a world record breaker in the heats, Alexandra Agafonova, the S2 swimmer, in the outside lane. The women's 50 metres butterfly S5 is underway.
Well, Perales takes an early lead, but that's already been eaten away by Sarah Louise Wrong. She's incredibly strong in the shoulders and also employing classic Paralympic butterfly swimming, breathing to the side. That helps to keep her body position flatter. And by keeping that head flatter to the water, the whole body's like a seesaw that allows those hips to rise up more, allows her to keep the feet closer to the surface, minimising a drag now, Paul, as we come into the final 5 metres.
It is an imperious performance here from Sarah Louise Wrong. She's going to take the gold for Norway, 42.43. Perales is going to hold on for the silver. The bronze, my goodness, it was close, but it's Rekka Kedzie who gets it ahead of her Hungarian teammate, Kathleen Engelhardt. A real fight between the two Hungarians for the bronze medal position. But Sarah Louise Wrong, well, she led from the start and she maintained that lead. Let's have a look at Agafonova, the world record breaker in the heats this morning in the S2 class, swimming up here. And Agafonova, well, she touches there in a time of 1:13.78. Not quite as fast as she went this morning, so not another world record for Agafonova of Russia. But the champion was Sarah Louise Wrong, and really from the very early stages, it was never in doubt.
Well, that's right. Perales got by far the best start, but once Sarah Louise Wrong had got into her rhythm, there was no stopping her. Almost did a slight half stroke there. It's not technically legal, but if the judges didn't see it, she'll get away with it.
A bit of a dive forward at the end there, wasn't it?
That's maybe one to watch out for the future. There's the results for you now.
The result is confirmed as official. Sarah Louise Wrong is the champion. Teresa Perales, the silver medal, and the bronze was a fight between the two Hungarians, and it was won by Rekka Kedzie in 48.07. We have one more swimming final to bring you before the medal presentations. The women's 200 metres individual medley SM8. Stephanie Slater goes in the centre lane next to Alicia Vladikina from Russia. Giles, Stephanie Slater is on fantastic form. Can you see Vladikina challenging the Great Britain swimmer?
Well, Vladikina always plays her cards very, very close to her chest, doesn't she, Paul? We've seen her every single time we seem to see her race. She really holds back on the pace, saves everything for the final.
She'll be very strong on the breaststroke leg. Stephanie Slater, you expect her to be out fast on the butterfly and on the backstroke. But I think it just really depends on that breaststroke. If Vladikina can get back on terms with Stephanie Slater, it could be fairly close. In lane 1, Azdokia from Romania. Romy Pansters, the first of the 2 Netherlands swimmers in this final, next to her teammate Lisa Den Braber. In lane number 4, Stephanie Slater, the favourite for this one, silver medalist in the World Championships last year. Next to Olesya Vladikina from Russia, the reigning European champion, the Russian. Amelie Winter, champion this week in the 400 freestyle. She may well feature in the medals. Ingrid Dupkas from Norway is the final swimmer in this, the women's 200 metres individual medley, SM8. Can Stephanie Slater make it 2 golds in one day? She is the European record holder, set last year at the World Championships, 2 minutes 40.73. The women's 200 metres individual medley, SM8 final.
Well, both Slater and Vladikina off to a good start. Vladikina already better under the water. It's really going to be a race this of advantage and disadvantage. Where do your strengths lie? Well, we know where Steph Slater's strengths lie. They are very much rooted in the butterfly that you're seeing her swim to great effect there. She won in a new world record time, the 100 metres butterfly. She's not a bad backstroker, but not amazing. Her breaststroke's okay, but she is also a very good freestyler. Alessia Vladikina, of course, is a superb breaststroker. So we're going to expect to see her come back, particularly on the third 50 of this 200 individual medley.
I think it's all about if Stephanie Slater can get enough of an advantage to be in touch after the breaststroke leg. Vladikina, we expect her to come back, and it's the 2 main challengers that are well ahead of the others at the moment. Looks like Amelie Winter in 3rd position, Romy Pansters from the Netherlands in 4th position, and Vladikina, well, she is keeping in touch with Stephanie Slater. The margin at the end of the butterfly was almost exactly 3 seconds. It's now only 1.8 seconds, and expect Vladikina to come back on this breaststroke leg.
Well, Steph Slater was very hard on the legs, on the backstroke leg. That's going to have pushed her heart rate up a lot, and Vladikina looking absolutely superb on the breaststroke. Lovely and smooth, great riding breaststroke. Steph Slater, a great butterfly swimmer, but really hasn't quite managed to translate that similar motion into the breaststroke. Vladikina here looking imperious as she overhauls the British swimmer. Shoulders come up together, shoot forward, and that's the point at which the legs kick. You can see, looking at Steph Slater, the arms and the legs almost working together. There's not really a swapping of the power. It's a question now of fitness, and Steph Slater is in great shape, but this ball, well, I was going to say this looks like it could be too much, but actually Steph Slater is drawing level now with Vladikina.
I don't think it's going to be too much, Giles, because Steph Slater is swimming fantastically well on the freestyle leg. It just wasn't enough on the breaststroke leg for Vladikina from Russia, because it's going to be gold again to Stephanie Slater. She has swum this freestyle leg brilliantly, and Great Britain will take gold again. Stephanie Slater, it's 2 golds in one day for Slater. She takes it in 2:41.73. Vladikina comes in at a very slow pace at the end in 2:46.36. Good enough for silver. It looks like Amelie Winter is going to stay ahead of Lisa Den Braber for the bronze medal position. Bronze goes to Denmark. But what a great swim on that freestyle leg for Stephanie Slater. And Vladikina, she put everything into the breaststroke leg, and she just didn't have anything left on the freestyle.
Yeah, it really came down to fitness in the end. Steph Slater, you can see from the look on her face, she didn't only want to win it, she wanted a personal best time. She was just outside of that. That 100-meter butterfly earlier in the day really must have taken it out of her. You see, happy but tired. The Preston Piston strikes again. There's Vladikina, a superstar in Russia. Well, I have to tell you that Paul Noble was so impressed with that swim there. He's just literally just fallen over backwards in our commentary booth.
It was just so exciting there. Thanks for continuing there, Giles.
No, absolutely my pleasure.
We are on a platform here. Any of you following us on Twitter will see the platform that Giles and I are on. That was a good turn though, wasn't it, there? From Stephanie Slater, that flip over turn.
It was, but you can see here Vladikina almost with every single stroke taking distance off Stephanie Slater, extending that lead. But she must have just laid so much down on it, because then on the final 50, she lost almost 10 meters to Steph Slater.
I think when she saw Steph Slater coming back past her on the freestyle, Vladikina knew that she was going to be safe for the silver medal and just eased up, I think. Stephanie Slater, though, very pleased with her performance. Stephanie Slater takes the gold medal for Great Britain. Alicia Vladikina for Russia in second position. Emily Winter, the bronze medalist for Denmark. Romy Pansters there was disqualified for the Netherlands team, but it didn't affect the medal positions. Stephanie Slater taking that last gold of the evening. She does look in a bit of difficulty though, Giles. Just limping a little bit there as she comes out of the pool. Just looks like she's had trouble with that left leg there. Doesn't look good. Maybe a bit of cramp possibly, I don't know.
I wonder if it is, yeah. I think that once that lactic acid starts building up in these, particularly in these longer races, that can really mess about with the calf muscles.
Now, still a few presentations to come. I've picked myself up off the floor and get back on this platform. Giles so helpfully informed everyone that I'd fallen off. That's the presentation for the men's SM7 200 meters individual medley. I love these individual medley races. Things chop and change. People go from the strong strokes to the weaker strokes. You see people coming into contention, maybe fading back again. Our German flags have a good outing tonight. A few medalists for the German team. Andrei Gladkov, well, as a freestyler, there's not many that can touch him in world terms. As an individual medley swimmer, well, the breaststroke certainly is a big weakness for the Russian. If he works on that, he may well be challenging for the top honours in the world in the future. He was a silver medalist here in Europe, but there was no way he was going to catch this young man, Evgeny Borodyko from Ukraine. Won a whole hatful of gold medals at the last European Championships back in 2011. Again, He's on the top of the podium. Not quite at his world record pace, but not too far away at all for Yevgeny Bohodayko of Ukraine. Medalists for the 200 metres individual medley SM7 leave the podium. Next presentation makes its way swiftly on. Another cracking race we had here. Ukrainians on the medal podium this time. Silver and bronze to Ukraine. Sergei Klippert. He led at halfway after the butterfly and the backstroke. The second half of the race belonged to the eventual winner, Dmitry Salai. Danilo Chufarov set the world record last year at the World Championships in Canada. Couldn't quite match that form tonight. 2:10.87 the world record mark. A little bit outside that, 2:14.24. He'll be disappointed with that time, I'm sure. Couldn't catch the man now representing Azerbaijan, Dmitry Salai. Gets the first gold medal of these European Championships for the country of Azerbaijan. He's previously represented Belarus on the international stage, now with Azerbaijan.
Gentlemen, please rise if you're able for the national anthem of Azerbaijan.
done to Dimitri Sarey of Azerbaijan. Another new anthem we've heard here at these championships. 14 countries now being on top of the medal podium. Talked to Dimitri Sarey. He was in Glasgow earlier this year. The British International meet, of course, World Championships there in Glasgow next year for IPC swimming.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for the men's 100 meters breaststroke S14 final.
We knew that these SP14 races would be very good, very competitive. Swimmers with an intellectual impairment. Aaron Moores was on the medal podium for the 100 backstroke a couple of days ago. And adds another bronze medal to his tally from these championships.
The winner of the silver, representing Great Britain, Scott Quinn.
And what a superb swim from Scott Quinn. He's enjoying his moment. So many times in recent years, Scott Quinn has just missed out on the medal positions by the smallest of margins. He's produced two sensational times today, once in the heat, faster again in the final to take the silver. He was so close to gold, but that was taken by the home swimmer. The swimmer from the Netherlands, Mark Evers. Another gold medal for the great Dutchman. Very close to his own European record time, just 0.2 of a second outside. But Mark Evers takes the gold for the Netherlands. Well done to Mark Evers of the Netherlands. He was favourite for the 100 breaststroke title. He was made to work all the way by the two Great Britain swimmers, especially Scott Quinn, who took the silver medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for women's 100 meters breaststroke S14 final.
Moving swiftly on to the next medal presentation. Again, this was a race that promised to be a great contest, and it didn't disappoint.
Representing Great Britain, Nicola.
Nicola from Great Britain. Again, another swimmer who's had two excellent performances today. In the heat and again in the final. Medalist at the World Championships. Not sure she enjoyed that presentation kiss there. seems happy enough. Magda Toeters from the Netherlands takes the silver medal. Boy, she was so strong in the heats this morning, coming back like a train in the closing stages. She couldn't quite find the power to do that in the final. But it was another great time, 1:17.60 for Magda Toeters from the Netherlands to take the silver medal. The young lady who takes the gold medal, it was a new world record time of 1:15.83, taking a whole second off the old world record mark, which she held from London in 2012. Michelle Alonso Morales takes the gold for Spain. She will receive the gold medal. You will receive the mascot. She will receive, as a record breaker, the bouquet. It's gold in a world record time. Michelle Alonso Morales of Spain. Great performances all round from the medalists. The next ceremony is the men's 50 meters butterfly. S5.
Representing Italy, Andrea Castagneto.
Andrea Castagneto. Italy onto the medal podium again. What a championships they are having. This is the best championships that Italy have had in the pool for a number of years, maybe ever. We're not even halfway through yet. Italians doing very, very well indeed.
Representing Turkey,
Betula Eroglu from Turkey takes the silver medal. It was gold in the last European Championships in 2011. It's silver this time. He takes the first medal of these championships for the Turkish team. He's got his own method of dealing with the medal presenters' handshakes and taking of the mascot. But the winner in a new European record time, Andrew Mullen from Great Britain. And that was a superb swim. He was pushed all the way by Eroglu. They were side by side for much of that 50 meters butterfly. But at the end, it was Andrew Mullen who was the stronger. That new European record time of 37.66. Andrew Mullen from Great Britain is a European champion. First major title on the international stage for Andrew Mullen of Great Britain. He was made to fight all the way by Betula Eroglu of Turkey. Andrea Castagneto, the bronze medalist from Italy. Step towards challenging the world leaders in this one. Daniel Dias of Brazil, Roy Perkins of the USA. These young European swimmers edging closer to the big guns as Rio approaches in 2 years' time. Kesdi from Hungary. She had a real battle with her teammate Kathleen Engelhardt for that bronze medal position. Reka Kesdi was the one that claimed third spot. 48.07 for the Hungarian swimmer. Teresa Perales, well, we thought that she may well challenge Sarah Louise Wrong. This one, as she is looked in great form after the freestyle races earlier this week. She couldn't quite match the Norwegian in the 50 meters butterfly, but she did earn Spain another medal, this time a silver. Sarah Louise Wrong from Norway claimed the gold medal. She was pre-race favourite for this one. She stamped her authority on the race, leading almost from start to finish. Her second gold medal of the week, the second for the team from Norway. Norwegians enjoying that. Sarah Louise Wrong enjoying being on top of the medal podium again. Rekka Kesdi, hard-fought bronze medal for the Hungarian. Teresa Perales, came back from injury, missed the World Championships last year. But she's shown that she is still very much a force to be reckoned with. The final medal presentation of this evening's session is the women's 200 IM SM8. Another stint at the top of the medal podium. Stephanie Slater of Great Britain. Hamley Winter. She had her golden moment yesterday in the 400 meters freestyle. It's bronze this time for the Dane. Vladikina from Russia. She had a very exciting year, lit the Paralympic flame in Sochi. Was an ambassador for the Sochi Winter Paralympics. She's a silver medalist here at the European Championships. Still with the 100 meters breaststroke to come. She will be a big favourite for that one. She showed her strength on the breaststroke leg in that medley. She took the lead in the early stages, but she could not live with the speed of this young lady on the freestyle at the end of that 200 meters individual medley. Stephanie Slater takes her second gold medal of the day to go with that swim she had this morning in the 100 meters butterfly. A real star in the making, Stephanie Slater. Relatively new to Paralympic sport. A medalist at the World Championships last year. Now 2 gold medals in a day here in Eindhoven at the European Championships. Great day it's been for Stephanie Slater. A great day it's been here in Eindhoven in the Netherlands at the 2014 IPC Swimming European Championships. Having a quick look at the medal table as they stand at the end of the day. Ukraine still lead the way with 15 golds. Great Britain now moved up into second with 13 gold medals. Russia are next in the table with 11. Spain having a good championships with 9, and Italy, fantastic championships for them with 6 gold medals. Well, join us again for the next day of competition tomorrow at 9 o'clock local time here in Eindhoven. We have seen records galore. Fantastic swimming, some great performances. There's more to come. We're not even halfway through the championships here. Join us for day 4 at the Peter van der Hogen Band Zwemstadion from Eindhoven. 9 o'clock local time tomorrow. We shall see you then.